Hi everybody, so today's activity that we're going to be doing is we're going to go ice fishing. So that might sound kind of funny because we're not actually going to leave our house, but we're going to go ice fishing in our house. So what I have here is a glass of water. It's a good idea to use a clear container just so you can see. And I've added some blue food coloring just to make it look a little more like we're out in the ocean or the lake. And I've added some ice cubes. Then you just take a string. You don't have to do this, but I put it on a little stick so that it's like my fishing rod. Then you're going to take this and you're going to kind of push it, so just kind of lay it on top of your ice. Maybe come in a little closer on this. On your ice. Then you're going to take some salt, and just a shaker's better, so that you have better control. But I don't have a salt shaker, so I'm just going to lightly sprinkle some salt on top. Okay? And then you're just going to wait. You're just going to let that sit there for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And what's going to happen is the salt is going to make the ice melt a little bit, and it's going to create a small little puddle. And then the ice is going to bring the temperature back down enough to refreeze. So our fishing line is going to freeze to the ice. So we're going to go ice fishing. So we'll just leave it for a couple more seconds and then we'll see whether it worked or not. And if you come back to visit us every day this week, we're going to have different activities. We have a bunch of fun stuff planned, so come on down and see us. Okay, let's give this a shot. I'm lifting and it didn't work. Oh, so you just got, I got one. I ice fished one ice. So if you just got to be patient, and if you wait a little bit longer, you'll likely get them all on there, as long as you have enough salt in there. Maybe I didn't have quite enough salt either. So there's our ice fishing project for the day. Have fun, guys. So I hope everyone's going to try the ice fishing activity. We have a story to go along with that. It's called Give Me Back My Dad by Robert Munsch. One day, Cheryl and her father decided to go ice fishing. They got on a snowmobile, put on all their stuff in the sled in the back, and went bouncing over the bumps across the lake until they came to a very good place to fish. This place, said Cheryl's father, is the best place to fish in the whole world, but the fish are smart. You got to be really smart to catch these fish. Phooey, said Cheryl, I'm smarter than any fish. So her father got out an ice drill, drilled an enormous hole. They chopped the ice and drilled some more, and then they were done. Wow, said Cheryl's father, really thick ice. Now we can fish. He got out a hook and a line and bait and said to Cheryl, you fish down this hole, but be very careful because these fish are smart. Phooey, said Cheryl, I'm smarter than any fish. She jigged her line up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I want to catch a fish. Be patient, said her dad. So Cheryl jigged her line up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I want to catch a fish. Then up out of the hole came a candy bar with a line on it. Look at that, said Cheryl. It's a candy bar. Her father yelled, don't touch that. But Cheryl grabbed the candy bar and was pulled down underneath the ice. Uh-oh, there she goes. Cheryl's father yelled down into the hole, give me back my baby. A big fish stuck his head out of the water and said, we caught this kid fair and square. You can't have her back. Grrr, said Cheryl's father. Cheryl's father got an idea. He put a very small piece of bait on a line and jigged it up and down, up and down, up and down. And all of a sudden, he pulled up a very small baby fish. The fish stuck its head out of the water and said, give me back my baby. Well, said Cheryl's father, I'll give you back your baby if you give me back my baby. Grrr, said the fish. Cheryl's father tossed the little fish back, and Cheryl came flying up out of the hole. Uh-oh, look at her, she's a nice cube. She said, brrr, it's cold. And right away she started turning into an icicle. Her father picked her up, ran to the shore, and got a fire going in the Labrador tent. He better warm her up. She's a big icicle. Soon Cheryl was warm and dry like a piece of toast. Now, said her father, we're going back out there. Don't pick up anything the fish throws out of the hole. These are smart fish. Right, said Cheryl. They went back out and Cheryl digged her line up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I want to catch a fish. A candy bar with a line on it came up out of the hole. Do you think she's going to grab it this time? Oh, no, said Cheryl. I'm not that dumb. She jigged her line up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I want to catch a fish. Up came a bag of popcorn with a line on it. Cheryl said, oh, no, I'm not that dumb. She jigged her line up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I want to catch a fish. Then up came a television. Wow, said Cheryl. That looks pretty nice, but I'm not that dumb. Cheryl jigged her line up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I want to catch a fish. She waited some more, and up came a $50,000 bill with the line on it. Wow. Her father said, $50,000? He grabbed it and got pulled down underneath the ice. He didn't take his own advice, did he? He fell for those smart fish. Grr, said Cheryl. She yelled down in the hole, give me back my daddy. The baby fish stuck his head up out of the water and said, hey, we caught him fair and square, and you can't have him back. Cheryl got an idea. She put a huge piece of bait on the line, and she jigged up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I've got to catch a daddy fish. All of a sudden, a big fish grabbed the bait, and Cheryl pulled him in. Is that the daddy fish again? The baby fish stuck his head out of the water and said, give me back my daddy. Well, said Cheryl, I'll give you back your daddy if you give me back my daddy. Grr, said the fish. Cheryl threw the daddy fish back into the water, and Cheryl's father came flying out of the hole. He said, brr, it's cold, and started turning into an icicle. Cheryl pulled her father to the tent and put wood into the stove till he was nice and warm and dry like a piece of toast. Then Cheryl said, Daddy, why did you grab the money? I thought you were smarter than the fish. I am smarter than the fish, said her father, and I know that you are smarter than any fish. And I knew you would get me out, and I still have the money. Here he is, he's got the money. He is smarter than the fish. Right, said Cheryl, and they went back to town and bought Cheryl her very own snowmobile. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's activity and story, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.